Let's learn some guitar chords. Hi, I'm Owen Vickers from Guitar Mastery Method. We've taught tens of thousands of people all around the world, just like you, to really improve their guitar playing. What I'm going to show you today is 3 basic chords, which if you're starting out on the guitar, you'll be amazed at how many songs you'll be able to play using just these 3 chords. Now, the chords we're going to learn today are G, C, and D. Let's get started with the G chord. If you're just starting out on the guitar, and this is one of the first chords that you're learning, there's a really simple way to play this, which basically involves using just one finger and holding down one string. If you just hold down the 3rd fret on the high string there, and strum these 4 strings, that is a basic form of the G chord. A fuller version of that chord, using all 6 strings, if you place your 2nd finger on the low E string at the 3rd fret, your 1st finger, the 2nd fret of the A string, and your little finger on the 3rd fret of the high E string. Strum all the strings. That gives you a full G chord. You can also add in the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B string to give an even fuller chord. But when you're starting out, it's a bit harder to hold down all those strings. So just start out with the 3-finger one. If you need to, pause this video, practice those chords, rewind it, rewatch those where the fingers are going so you really get that down, and pause it, practice it again, and we'll move on to the next chord. The next chord we're going to look at is the C chord. Now to play this, we put our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B string. And we're going to strum just these 5 strings, so we're not playing that bottom string. Now, a couple of things to note: when you're playing these chords, try and sit up as straight as you can and try and get the guitar nice and in an up and down position. Don't lean back, which it might seem like a good idea to lean back so you can see where your fingers are. You'll actually cause quite a lot of strain on your arm and your fingers, and you'll be able to practice for a lot less time. So sit up nice and straight, get the guitar straight up and down. You also want to make sure that your fingers are not drifting down to just hit the strings below or above them. So you should be able to play each string individually and have each note ring out. If your thumb's starting to come over the top of the neck a bit too much, you may find that your fingers drop down and start hitting or muting out those strings below. So just get your thumb in the back of the neck. Try and keep everything as relaxed as possible. Don't tense up your shoulder, don't lift it up too high, just let it sit there comfortably. Get all those notes to sound out. Our final chord for today is the D chord. Now when we play the D chord, we're just playing these 4 highest strings. And with our fretting hand, we're putting our 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the top string there, and our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. This can be a little bit of a tricky one to get that 1st and 2nd finger there, not trying to sort of hit each other out of the way and fitting them in the fret so that they sound out nicely. You might find that your 2nd finger is a little bit closer to the fret than your 1st finger would be. But as long as both those notes sound out, you'll be fine. And also remember not to let those fingers drift down and mute out the strings below or above them. You should be able to play each string individually and have the notes sound out. As I said in the start of the video, you'll be amazed at how many songs you can play using just those 3 chords. In a future lesson, I'll be showing you some songs that use just those chords, but in the meantime, just practice getting them down, getting them sounding nice and clean, and getting all the notes to ring out. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed learning those 3 chords. If you could just go ahead and click the subscribe button down below, you'll be notified of all of our new lessons coming up. Also, in the description box below, I'll put a link to a guitar practice cheat sheet, which you can use every time you practice to make sure you get the most out of your sessions. See you in the next lesson.